President Tripathi, Vice President Black, Dr. Brenda Moore, platform guests, fellow graduates, family, good morning. Ad astra per aspera, the Latin phrase meaning through hardships to the stars. What could be a more fitting phrase to define the journey we have all gone through to reach where we are today? Nothing which has any worth in life comes easy, and today's celebration acknowledges this fact. As a transfer student, I consider myself no less of a UB student than the traditional four-year UB bull. Although I wish I could stay longer, I am simultaneously grateful for the time I have spent here and look forward to applying what I have learned in the real world. My experiences have been that more important and special to me as a transfer student, knowing that my time was already limited. But my shortened length of study didn't amount to fewer experiences here at the University at Buffalo. In fact, I was even more determined to experience everything this great university had to offer. In my first semester here, I learned about the Torch Leadership Certificate, a program offered by the Center for Student Leadership and Community Engagement. The Torch Certificate program comprises of participation in volunteer work both on and off campus, educating students about diversity while allowing us to join in the celebration of diverse cultures, learn about leadership skills, women's rights, participate in mentorship programs, and so much more. To date, it has been the most enriching and rewarding experience I have received while here at UB. One particular off-campus volunteer session is embedded in my memory. It was when I went to a refugee shelter, Viva La Casa, located right here in Buffalo. We all helped to scrub and paint walls, organize clothes, and even play with refugee children in the snow. What a rewarding experience that was. It allowed me to see with my own eyes not only how fortunate I am, a reality which I oftentimes forget or take for granted, but it also gave me an understanding of the many ways I can give back to the community. The requirements of the program are so demanding, yet I was able to complete it in one semester because of my dedication to UB. My completion of the certificate in such a short period of time is proof that we can achieve what we put our minds to. This despite whatever changes, circumstances, or hardships we may face. For me, those hardships were being in a new environment and also being alone. I never expected that in addition to my academics, I would learn so much at UB. I look back with a full heart when I think of the day I pulled my acceptance letter from UB from my mailbox. Little did I know how much my life would change for the better. But with all my positive experiences here, I did encounter challenges as well. At 22 years old, moving to Buffalo meant leaving my home Jamaica for the first time. I was so excited to come to UB, but that did not preclude the days where I felt homesick. For the first month, I was in love and absolute awe of the snow. I would find any excuse to go outside just so I could see and, yes, play in the snow. But those feelings soon wore off. I wanted warm weather again. I wanted sunshine all year round. And I wanted to be able to leave my room without first having to dress in 3 layers of coats. My initial excitement at the ability to eat sushi for breakfast, lunch, and dinner eventually subsided. I longed for beef patties, ackee and saltfish, and plantain tarts. All foods indigenous to Jamaica and the life I left behind. My heart ached for my family, whom I had never been apart from before. But I am still grateful for the challenges and periods of difficulty I experienced. They allowed me to grow stronger as a person and learn to cope in situations I was struggling in. Like you, I am fortunate enough to say that my challenges have been invaluable learning experiences for me. I think it is therefore most important to mention here one of my favorite proverbs from back home, "Wiliko but witalawa." It means we are small but strong-willed. This proverb shows us that we are more than capable of achieving our goals. People will always try to deter us, but just look past these naysayers and tell them, "Miliko but mitalawa." UB celebrates diversity in all its endeavors, and it is important to us as future leaders as we function in our lives and in the global society. Diversity comes across now in the many subjects that our degrees represent, and the many cultures and nations that are represented in this room. Today, this room is full of diversity. I am so grateful to UB for ensuring that we understand the importance of diversity in our world today. So what next? My expectations for the world have changed drastically since coming to UB. I am so much more hopeful about my ability as an individual to engender positive change regardless of the cause I work for. When I receive my official diploma in June, I will add another degree, a Bachelor of Arts, to my resume. My career and my studies will be focused on improving my country, something which I was hesitant to believe I could do before I came here. But now, I plan to develop resources and opportunities in Jamaica that I have been exposed to here but are not available at home. I hope to go into the fields of law and journalism, using my education in both fields as a platform to speak for the underprivileged and the underrepresented. As for the specifics of how I will do this, I'm not quite sure yet, but I am hopeful in my abilities. I will also be pursuing my Master of Science in Government at the University of the West Indies. Today is a celebration of our expressed advocacy of the principles of integrity, honesty, respect, and goodwill, which we so desperately need in this world. Everyone in this room has shown their desire, whether you belong to an underrepresented group or not, to apply and advocate these principles. These are the principles that encourage and propel changes in those contexts that needs its application the most: politics, education, economics, and most importantly, our society. As Mahatma Gandhi said, "Be the change you wish to see in the world," a possibility made real through your experiences here at UB. We now more so have a greater responsibility to use our education to contribute to this world. So I leave you with a quote by the great Bob Marley from my home country, Jamaica. This in the hope that as we conclude our academic careers here, I too can contribute to your exposure to diversity and to encourage you to continue to exemplify those guiding principles we celebrate today. He said, "Don't gain the world and lose your soul. Wisdom is better than silver and gold." Thank you.
Thank you, Wendy. Okay, so now we move into